Okay, I put together a little video here for you so that you can find out how to access the Click PLCs. We've set up a number of them in lab. Unfortunately, I cannot get there to see why some of them are not working, but we have access to at least two of them. So if you want to test your program, this would be how you go about going and connecting to the Click PLCs we have in lab. Okay. Right here on this screen, you can see that this is the actual PLC we're going to be working with. So there's the model C0-11DRE-D. You can see that it's got 8 inputs and it's got 6 outputs. The outputs are relay type, so they can be either AC or DC, and the inputs are only DC, but they can be either syncing or sourcing depending on what you need. And we can split them up. In other words, C1 is for X1 through X4, and C2 is for X5 through X8. And those, in other words, this first group could be syncing, the second group could be sourcing. And down here, we can split up our loads, the things that we're going to turn on. In other words, this first group with C3, these could all be AC, Y1 through Y4. And if we had some DC, we could actually have those on Y5 and Y6 as long as we're connected to C4 with our DC. So anyway, that is the click we're using, and this would be the Ethernet port that we're actually connected to in the lab. Here, the next frame, you see obviously a part of our home screen if you're connected to CVTC homepage, and you just, like usual, click on My CVTC. When you do that, of course, you should get, again, this is only a partial screen, but you should get this screen pop up, and you need to go down to My Software Citrix. And you can see I've enlarged it here so you can see what I'm talking about. When you get there, you'll have a screen that pops up that requires you to type in your username and a password. And that's where you would do that here. Once you do that, we'll get to the Citrix, what they call the Citrix storefront. And we will have, or I have had them place Click programming software out there under Citrix. So you can bring this up, and of course, here's what it looks like if I enlarged it. And you click on this to get the Click programming software. So you don't even have to download it to your computer if you don't want to. And actually, this should give you a direct connection, so you probably want to use this rather than whatever you've downloaded to your computer. Okay, so once we do that, we'll get this window here. And of course, this is your Click software. And we would want to click on Connect to PLC at this point. And again, I've enlarged it so you can see it here. When we do that, and I kind of got this a little bit disjointed, I want to point out some specific things. First of all, the port type, we want to be on Ethernet. And that's usually in this part right here. And then the next thing we need to do once we get to Ethernet port type, we want to go here for the location of the target Click PLC. We're going to click on right here where it says outside this local area network. Okay, so you'll click on that. Notice that it does tell you that you're going to have to put in an IP address, and I've got that on this video as well. Okay, so let's go to the next frame, and here it is, and you can see that I've already added the two PLCs that we can actually access. These are their IP addresses, and what I did was they asked for a link name, and all I did was take the last 4 digits of the IP address to make a link name. So we can get to the 24 and the 28 are the two Click PLCs that we have access to. When you type this in, and you will have to type this in, you click on Add, and it will give you where you can put in the IP address and you can put in the link name. Those are the only 2 things you need to put in there. So once you click Add, you will manage to put those in. And of course, once they're in there, you can highlight either or and click connect, and that should take you right to that PLC. We should get this window next. And what we want to do is read the project from the PLC. So you're going to click OK here. And this should be what is in the PLC. It should just have an end statement. If you're not sure if you're in the PLC or not, just look here for the run. This green bar here that says run. Okay. And it should also say online. If you were not online, it would say offline here. At this point, you can go ahead and start programming or creating your program and testing it. Okay, let me do that, and to download it to the PLC will actually be on this icon right here. But I might be getting ahead of myself here. Let's see what we got next. Yeah, right here I show you how, or I've got it pointed out a little more clear, that this is the icon. Once you got your program, once you've created and written your program, this is how you download it, is by clicking here. Okay. And with the Click PLC software, you have to remember to put an end statement at the very last rung of your program. Otherwise, it's going to fault out and say that it does not want to run. So it does require you to put in an end statement. Once you got everything done, do not forget to put in rung comments. Now, how I got this window up was I clicked over here on the number 1 for the rung, and it highlights or turns this whole rung blue, and then you click on this very last comment down here that says edit rung comment, and then you can type in the comments, and I do expect you to have them in there along with any address information as well. So you do have to document and put information in here so I know what's going on with your PLC program. Okay, once you get it all done, you've tested it and you know it's going to work, and then you're going to go ahead and send it to me and submit it. I do want you to go back in, or before you back out, I should say, probably not go back in. I do want you to disconnect from the PLC, and you do that by clicking over here. And once you disconnect from the PLC, before you do, I should say, is that I want you to go back to making it this. In other words, I want everything taken out. I want you to download just an end comment in here. That way, when you open it up, you will see this, and when you close it, you will have this in there as well. So the next person opening it up should just see this end comment. Okay, that should be the end of this little presentation. Again, this is how you want to get into the Click PLCs that I've got at the school set up for you, and this will give you the chance to go ahead and edit or program and test out your PLC program. Okay, good luck.